Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How are you all doing? Welcome back to some more Hearts of Iron 4 here today on the channel. We're back on our British Empire campaign, playing as King Edward VIII. This is episode 2. Here today, we're going to be joining our Axis brethren against France and Czechoslovakia. So guys, welcome back to the series. If you like the sound of that and want to ensure more Hearts of Iron 4 content on the channel, feel free to leave the video a like, subscribe if you're new around here with notifications on, and let me know in the comments where you would like me to expand and conquer. So it's the 31st of July 1938. We are playing as King Edward, of course. We are non-aligned. We have joined the Axis here. Hitler has declared war upon Czechoslovakia, and in doing so will draw us into a war against France because they've made the French Entente alliance, as you can see. So in the last episode, if you haven't gone and watched it, I highly recommend you do. We managed to obviously bring the monarchy back. Unfortunately, George V died, but his son, King Edward, marrying Wallis Simpson, has risen to the throne. God Save the King is the current national focus we are going for. It's the 31st of July 1938. We've wrapped up a war against Ireland in the last episode, taking the entirety of it. We also had a war against India, where Axis, German, Anglo and Pakistani forces fought over the continent. We kind of joined the war a little bit late. Pakistan, of course, has a huge sway of India in the west here and in the Bengali province. We've got a nice, decent chunk of India. I would have liked more, but it's just how sort of the game shaped up. So we currently have 32 divisions here in Portsmouth. I've rotated my armies back to Britain because I knew we'd be going to war more than likely, excuse me, with the French early on. Looking at our sort of factions, we'll look all around the world. So we're currently in the Axis, of course. We've got territory here and there. The Commonwealth of Nations, Canada's in that. More than likely the States will be in that eventually as well, along with South Africa, Australia. We currently have Axis-controlled India, and currently half of Africa is under Axis control. The French Entente there, more so in the west. Mesmors is a faction as well. Poland has united up with some of the Baltic factions, and the Comintern's still a thing. Now, an interesting thing has happened here over in the east. The Great East Asian Co-Prosperity Sphere. I read in the comments that apparently I've been reading it wrong. I always thought, because I never actually looked at it specifically, I just thought it was the Great East Asian Cooperation Sphere. It's actually the Co-Prosperity Sphere. I've obviously heard that from someone and just assumed that was correct, and I think early on it didn't happen a lot in my saves. Anyway, let's talk about the Co-Prosperity Sphere. Japan, even though they are a fascist country, they have made a faction and united all of China. Well, the majority of it, not all of it. The non-aligned faction has joined the fascists here. I don't know if that's to do with me being a part of the Axis here, or maybe the Axis gaining control of India has frightened them, and they've united. So it doesn't look like the Japanese will join us. They're currently in a faction with Manchukuo, China, and Xinjiang there, which is interesting to see. So, without further ado, we're going to join this war that's going on at the moment. There's still a Mexican Civil War going on, which we're not involved in. I'm surprised the Axis... I'm surprised Hitler hasn't joined in on this, to be perfectly honest. Trying to get some territory over here in Mexico. So we have, of course, the German-Czechoslovakian War. They've declared war upon Czechoslovakia. 94,000 Germans have lost their lives to 111 Czechs. 4K French have lost their lives, 0 Pakistani, and myself and British Malaya aren't currently in it just yet. But the Germans are going headstrong into Czechoslovakia. One of my major concerns was that with the fall of India, the German Reich moved over a hell of a lot of forces to India, but they've managed to rotate them out, which is good. They've got forces here on the Maginot Line as well. So what we're going to do, we're going to joined the Pakistani call to arms. We have a naval invasion set up in Portsmouth. We're going to go over here to the French border and hopefully circumnavigate the Maginot Line successfully and land within France. Our Air Force is currently operating over the top, and we've also got our British Navy of 253 ships under the command of Andrew here, Cunningham. He's currently commanding that. So let's unpause now, get this naval invasion off and done, and then we'll be able to hopefully, with minimal resistance, be able to push over here now. So the Italians want to give us 4 divisions to help out. I'm more than happy to do so, and we're currently getting some strike forces against them. So we currently have about 32 divisions here. So you can essentially get dropped off here. As long as you hold this port, I'm more than happy. So my reinforcements are... Come on. They're here now. Excellent. So what I want you to do is make a front line against the French. I want you to push to the Maginot Line as quick as possible. Oh, the French have actually pushed here into Strasbourg by the look of it. The quicker we can connect up Paris to the French front line, the quicker we can do it, the better. So we'll have these 7 units push, let's say, through to the central of France through the plain. So we'll allow everyone to go here. We currently have air supremacy over northern France and in the Channel as well, and we also should have naval supremacy. We've got some unassigned divisions here. It's just the one. That's fine, and we'll allow this to trickle on now, shall we? So hopefully we can take some territory early on. We've managed to take northern France with quite ease. We're going to push to Calais and Dunkirk soon, and we're going to be able to take Paris. It looks like the French have the majority of their forces on the Maginot Line here. And did I see French forces in Czechoslovakia at some point? I think there might have been forces there at some point as well. So to win this war, I'm going to call in my allies of British Malaya. We need to take out the French. We haven't even lost 1,000 of our own. So yes, this might be a good idea, because if British Malaya have forces here, they might be able to invade Laos and Vietnam. Oh, no! Oh, I forgot that the French have a small piece of territory here in India, but it's okay. It looks like the German garrison has pushed up here quite well. We'll hold the ports. We might even be able to sort of suffocate them here. This is why I've left like 3 divisions here on the Indian subcontinent, because we're going to be able to throw them back. Maybe the Pakistanis can come down and help us out here, potentially. Alright, no matter. Let's continue on with the initiative. Military factories wise as well. We've got a decent amount of rifles. Let's make sure we transition this to tanks and planes and stuff, because once we start taking French-occupied territory, we're going to be laughing. I want to try and get some more submarines as well. I'll put in the description below all the mods I'm using for this game. We are playing on the Road to 56 mod and the Man the Guns DLC. Anglo forces have officially taken Paris in 1938. The German forces are holding the Maginot Line incredibly well, and it's a little bit back and forth there. This is allowing us to go around the back and sort of circumnavigate here. Czechoslovakia has now capitulated, and we're going to be able to take the French by surprise in 1938. We're already getting a resistance to occupation straight up here. So what I personally like to do is to go down to this gentle. What's this? The German Reich is justifying against Belgium. Okay. That's interesting. Hopefully that doesn't come to fruition just yet. How far away is their war deck, though? 30th of September. We've still got to deal with August 1st. Okay, we're slowly pushing now towards the Maginot Line. The French are getting some resistance, but it's just too early on. It looks like the Germans are finally moving their forces from the north here. And it does look like the Germans do have some forces here. So let me know in the comments where you'd like me to expand and conquer. Once we get rid of the French, which is easier said than done, we probably will be able to finish them off in today's episode. Do we go against the likes of Mesmors, the Comintern, and then eventually go after the Commonwealth of Nations? Looking over in my colonial territories, Not really too much is going on. They've managed to take some of my territory in the Horn of Africa here, and the French have started to take some of my territory in the south, as they do have Syria and whatnot. They've pushed down into Jordan. We've still got the key main territories of Cairo, Alexandria, and Tel Aviv, so it's probably not too much of an issue there. Where did this army from the north come? Yeah, that needs to come down here because we've lost Bangalore there. To be fair, once we take the mainland of Britain, France, sorry, you would imagine that the rest of their forces will capitulate. So we're coming around the back here, the 4th Continental. And yep, so now that we've bypassed the Maginot Line, it's going to allow German forces to really push in here. Yeah, that naval invasion around the back was textbook perfect. They are currently holding off here in Brittany somewhat. We're going with naval strikes. Logistic companies will be available to us soon. And we've gone with engineering. Should I go with air, land, or army shock? That's what I'm sort of thinking of. Soft attack organization recovery rate. Let's go with support here for now. Okay, cool. So no one else has joined this war. No, and the French are currently 68% to capitulation. We do have some naval combat going on in the English Channel, that's fine. But officially Anglo and German forces are dealing with the French. So they were probably, in hindsight, better off to potentially join the Commonwealth of Nations and not make an alliance with Czechoslovakia. So we've got the London Conference here. The German government is to... Oh... They claim that Slovenia is historically a German province. So we've got a couple of options here. A lasting peace must be sought. Gains Western betrayal, -50 of Great Britain. France gets the London Conference. History would not forgive us. Britain leaves the Axis and offers support. No. A lasting peace must be sought. The Western betrayal. So what does that do now in the Eastern Bloc? France is called Yugoslavia. Oh, wow, we're at war with Yugoslavia. Wow. Radikalna Yugoslavia. Fascist. And now we've opened up a border there. Hopefully, seeing they've unschlussed Austria, hopefully they don't lose it. That would be one of my major concerns. Crisis in Slovenia. So that's brought Yugoslavia into the fray. Thankfully for me, they don't have a crazy amount of factories, so we don't have to capitulate them. So we're still pushing in the south here now. Try and take territory where you can, but we want to try and wrap up this French war as quickly as possible. It does look like we're surrounding some of the French here in the Maginot Line still, and we're pushing some of the last of them here to the coast in Brest. Also got to say a huge thank you to Paradox Interactive for sending me a copy of Man the Guns and making this Let's Play possible. So a huge thank you to them. If you want to check out more information about Man the Guns, it'll be linked in the description below. So we did lose some... Oh, okay, the French fleet caught us there. Mostly caught German submarines. Okay, so we've got a couple of options here with my national focus. We can appeal to the loyalists. So this will unlock pro-civil wars in former Dominion territories. I don't know if I want to do that just yet, seeing I'm at war with the French. I don't want to overextend myself too much, but we definitely want to look at doing that. We've gone down the German alliance route. Is there anything more sort of over on this other side? We've gone down to the BSA company. Motorized Royal tanks might be a better idea. Yeah, let's go with this motorized bonus and tank bonus for now. Okay, the German Reich is still justifying against Belgium. That's more than likely going to happen soon. I want to try and finish off this war against the French as quickly as possible, because things are starting to slow down a little bit here. If we can take out Brest and then we can reform our army, that would be our best plan of attack, but we are struggling to push them off here in the south. We might need to reorganize the army somewhat here. Okay, if I make a 7-unit front line here to focus on Brest, and we shall move you here. So, and then we'll pull you further to south to like... Actually, I probably should get you to focus on Bordeaux. Because if we take Bordeaux, we've probably got them. Alright, we still have air supremacy over the top. We might need to reallocate some of that. So... Like, try and... yeah, because we've got like 1,000 here. I don't want to I'm going to have to relocate some of it though, aren't I? Okay, we got 1.6. We can reallocate all of them here, but we really need to focus on the south now. Because we just got that little push to do. Right, let's reallocate the army where we can. And it's been past the 30th of September now as well. So it looks like war with Belgium will more than likely be at least slightly delayed. Okay, so we're winning here in the north, back in Brittany, and we're also starting to make some progression further south. We might have got them here now. We've got German support with us. The Maginot Line is being connected up. Okay. We're about to get Bordeaux under our control. That's still France. So how well are they going against Yugoslavia? Oh, Yugoslavia has actually taken Graz now. Oh, that's fascinating. How is this little French incursion going? I kind of forgot about it a little bit. They've done not too much here. Naval combat. It's mostly... yeah, it's mostly British convoys from Asia and whatnot. Right, we can at least hold these guys off here up in Brittany. Bordeaux's now been taken. Surely the French are about to capitulate now. Once Toulouse has fallen, maybe. And they're starting to push me a little bit here in the north. We're really just going for it here now. I might just sort of get this last lot to push for Toulouse, because that's probably it. Once we take Toulouse, I'd imagine it's nearly all over Red Rover. Yep, that's it. France has capitulated. The French entente with Czechoslovakia is no more. And Yugoslavia has been taken as well. So I'm going to have a little bit of a think with the, obviously, French colonial territory. And, yeah, if I should bring anyone back, I'm going to have a think about it. Okay, I'm just going to quickly spam through and give myself all the war score as I'm using a player-led peace conference mod, along with like a UI, Chaos AI as well. It's made this series really entertaining. I can't recommend Chaos AI enough. Okay, starting off with Czechoslovakia, it's quite easy. We're going to simply give it to Hitler and the German Reich. So we'll give that straight to good old Adolf. Right, now let's talk about Yugoslavia. Now we've got a couple of options here. We could actually give it to the Germans, give all of it. But it could be an issue in the future that they have to defend this land. Maybe if Hungary, Romania, or maybe Greece or Bulgaria, it's kind of a little bit difficult to hold. Maybe Italy as well. I'm thinking that we should puppet Yugoslavia. I don't particularly want the territory for myself, but if we can switch it to a puppet, I think I'd be more interested in doing so, puppeting Yugoslavia instead of... and the thing is, right, we want to be sort of a colonial empire. We don't want to be bringing the independence back of other nations. So I'm tempted to puppet Yugoslavia, but I'll just have to see. Yes, if Great Britain puppets Yugoslavia, ideally I would allow the Germans to do it, but we're on the same side, so I will puppet Yugoslavia. Now, I'm curious to see if it actually becomes unaligned, or is it a fascist puppet? Only time will tell. Now, let's deal with France. So I'm actually tempted to nearly just take all of the overseas territories, all of France, for myself. That's what I'm sort of thinking. Give all the African territories to me, the territories in Syria as well, along with Asia and whatnot. I don't particularly want to puppet anyone. I want to take this all for myself. However, I want to try and give some of the Germans some territory here. I did most of the fighting. I did most of the dying on this. They fought Czechoslovakia. It was me who took the initiative and really conquered France. But I want to appease the Germans. So I'm going to give them some territory here. What's a little bit too much? Yeah, I'll give them that. It's not much, but yeah, I want to give them a little bit. So the rest of France will go to Great Britain. Take all the states. Oh, yes. King Edward the Eighth is happy, and we'll take all of that. And as you can see, we've got nearly the entirety of Africa. We've got this territory over here in Asia now. Syria and France. So let's end it on that. The peace conference is over. Great Britain has taken 68 states, the German Reich 11. France, Czechoslovakia, Yugoslavia have been annexed and puppeted. 72,000 equipment has been seized. So, let's have a look at this now, shall we? So, we've basically given them back the Maginot Line, and the Germans, I can't remember I can't remember exactly what was given to the French from the Germans, but like Metz is gone back into Germans' hands, Mulhouse and Nantes has gone back there as well. So Yugoslavia is now unaligned. Interesting. So they are unaligned. There's a Regency Council in charge, and Prince Paul is currently the, well, Prince of Yugoslavia, and now they've joined the Axis. Rightio guys, well on that note it's unfortunately time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching episode 2 of the Hearts of Iron for the British Empire, the Great British Empire campaign under the command of King Edward the Eighth. So we've taken France, Yugoslavia and Czechoslovakia. So there are currently there's only one war going on. Mexico is at war with it's civil war. So basically now, where does Belgium lie? So they're democratic. They're okay. The independence of Belgium is guaranteed by Canada. Okay. So in the next episode, we're more than likely going to be going to war with the Commonwealth of Nations. Potentially, maybe even Mesmores and the Comintern. Let me know in the comments. I still think it's a little far away before we're at war with the Great East Asian Co-Prosperity Sphere. We do have Laos, Vietnam now, and southern China. There's a lot of these Chinese states that probably could join us because they're actually like non-aligned. Oh, there might be a war there. Yeah, it's just a shame that I kind of think that, like, even though it's like monarchy, you should be able to switch it to fascist monarchy at least. I think it'd make things a lot easier. But I don't know. I'm still on good terms with Adolf. But yeah, 14th of November 1938, we're going to end this episode here. It looks likely we're going to be at war with the Commonwealth of Nations, but if not, let me know where you'd like me to expand and conquer. So we've already got a huge chunk of Africa now under our control. My trade has gone through the roof. Roof? Anyway. Unfortunately, guys, it is time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comment section down below your feedback for the series. And if you'd like to see more, that's the best way to ensure more content. Leave a dislike if you're not enjoying the series. Check out my social media links if you want to stay connected with me. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all in the description below. Highly recommend Twitter. Every single time I post a video, a tweet goes out. It's much more reliable than the YouTube sub box. These days, to get all the notifications for the channel, you have to click the bell, of course, to join the notifications squad. I do enjoy reading those comments. Patreon and merchandise link in the description below, along with the Steam group. Come and join the community on Steam. And on that note, unfortunately, I have to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching once again. Make sure to take care of yourselves. Go out and have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been Simpzy. Goodbye.